I don't even think it's an issue. Either it's now or in the past. It's never been an issue. If somebody exhibited a certain level of competence and success, nobody is looking at your age. Nobody is really considering the age at any time. Age was a factor when you were waiting to inherit something from your father. He wouldn't leave it till he's done with it, okay? If you want to build something, I don't think age is a factor. Anybody who successfully does something, irrespective of his age, is always recognized. Nobody's even thinking whether young or old. That's a wrong notion. You must just focus on what you can create. Your age matters only if you're looking at marriage. Understand? If you're looking at any other accomplishment, I don't see where age even comes in. I don't think somebody has to think, I'm a young leader, I'm an old leader. Are you capable of doing something that'll inspire 1,000,000 people? Are you capable of doing something that millions of people would want to make use of? This all the question is. Who cares how old you are? It is within the minds of people who have not succeeded. It is those who have not succeeded who are complaining. Those who have succeeded are just focusing on what they need to do, isn't it?
We are at Raj Bhavan, the graciousness of Governor Vidyasagar Ravji, and probably this is the most spectacular view in Mumbai. Here we are leaving the coast, the west coast of India, and from now on it's all inland. We're going to miss the ocean for sure. So leaving Mumbai for Gujarat and further to Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and to Delhi. That's the route for us. So this is our last moment here on this trip with the ocean. Raj Bhavan is located at literally the land's end in Mumbai, and a spectacular view of the Arabian Sea as it is called here. This has a long maritime history because the sailors of the old, they found it easy to navigate along the Arabian coast all the way to northern Africa, rather than trying to navigate the open seas. They hugged the land along the Arabian coast and reached Damascus, reached Jerusalem and also into the northern African coast. This has been a significant part of India's trade in the past and still continues to be. So, we're going to miss the ocean for sure.
But Sadhguruji, suppose we say this to the common man who has a little house.
Where did you meet a common man?
I'm imagining it. That, they have so many chores to do.
No, what I'm saying is
in a day.
every man or woman think they're special, believe me.
Oh, yes.
Yes, so where did you meet a common man, I'm asking?
Oh. I will come to this as well, actually. I want to ask you this. Now I'm talking about a household where people have to literally go to work every day to pay their rents, Children have to be educated, food has to be on the table. They're busy morning to night. They go to office, maybe their boss is not pleasant with them. They come home, maybe they have a little tiff with their wife. The children have their own little wants and, demands, and dealing with so much. How can they keep reminding themselves that, it's all in my mind and I have to be…
No. First they have to know this. These are all the things. These are all not punishment imposed upon them. These are all the things that they always wanted. They wanted a job and they got it. They
Yes.
wanted a wife or a husband, they got it. They wanted children, they got it. They wanted a car in which they're stuck in the traffic jam. Okay.
Yes.
I'm saying these are all things that they wanted. So they must understand, if their dreams come true, they are a big mess.
Yes, actually, I have heard this, be careful what you ask for. Because you might get it. And yes, we've all got it.
So they're complaining about things that have worked in their life. When you get to a position of responsibility and power, what it means is, every thought that you generate, every emotion that you generate, every act that you perform is going to impact millions of people. When you have such a privilege that everything that you do is going to impact millions of people, how you keep yourself is extremely important. But no work has been done on that. No individual is working on any kind of self-improvement within himself. Simply whatever has happened naturally because of their parents or other social situations, whatever they have picked up, that's it. There is no focused work on how to evolve this human being. When you want to touch so many people's lives, is it not very important that you have clean hands and gentle hands? It's extremely important. Nothing has been done about it. This is why spiritual process becomes important. If you want this life to perform at its highest level, purification is needed. Twice a month doing this and doing the regular practices, whatever you're doing, will ensure body is clean. So if your chemistry is not clean, then initially it's a question of unhappiness, later on it's a question of ill health. The 5 aspects of inner engineering, this is a simple way of staying blissful. So, especially those of you who are aspiring for spiritual growth, you need a good mechanism. A good mechanism means least amount of friction. Least amount of friction. Nothing has gathered, everything is… Now this functions smooth and easy. Whatever we want to do with this, it becomes easy to do that. Today, in many ways, in thought, emotion, even verbal purity is not there. This is called Vak-Shuddhi, where a huge importance was given in this country as to what kind of sounds you utter and with what emotion you utter. You can manifest things in your life, in the sense, if I say flower, fragrance of flower becomes a living reality, actually it will happen. But those of you who are saying shit, shit, you're doing this to yourself, just know this. In your mind, in your words, the sounds that you utter and sounds that you hear and what kind of atmospheres you create for yourself and everybody around you, all these things are important. Oh, what is all this? Nobody told me this. What words you utter, what words you hear, sounds, what type of sounds do you utter? It's very important. If you utter it rightly, like I said, fragrance should come. Because sound has that much power if you know how to use it. See, if you just want to go to work and come, work essentially means earn a living and come back something. Then with some broken down thing, you can drive there and come back, or you can go on a bicycle and come back. Now suddenly you want to enter a racetrack. Now every micromillimeter of the machine is looked at again and again and again, purified and purified. That's how it is. If you want this life to perform at its highest level, then just everything, how you sit, how you stand, how you breathe, how you step, purification is needed, otherwise it'll not function like that. When you're doing sadhana, it's important you eat something that doesn't stick into you, it must go. When it's done its job, not a speck of it should remain within you, it must be out. So how do you cleanse yourself? One simple thing is, at least twice a month, one day should go, 24-hour space must go without any ingestion of food, just water. This everybody here our brahmacharis and many others here are doing this on every Ekadashi day. That is the best day also to do that. And 24 hours, that is today evening you eat and only next day evening you eat. You only drink water. If you're feeling very tired or whatever, initially, after some time it'll be okay. If you're doing enough sadhana, it'll not be a problem. Otherwise, if you're feeling tired, a little bit of one lemon you can squeeze into it, maybe a spoon of honey you can put into it, it'll keep you going. Twice a month doing this and doing the regular practices, whatever you're doing, will ensure body is clean, but the simplest way to arrive at cleanliness is to be in a blissful state, to be. I'm not asking you to do anything difficult, I'm asking you to do the easiest thing and the most wonderful thing to do. So, this is a simple way, because there is today, we don't need any scientific today's lab science evidence, but today there is also lab science evidence that when you're joyful, when you're pleasant in experience, how bodily functions happen, in what way it functions, how chemically it becomes very clean. Because human experience is rooted in many ways in your chemistry. So if your chemistry is not clean, if it is getting contaminated by what you generate within you, then initially it's a question of unhappiness, later on it's a question of ill health, and all kinds of suffering is happening. If you take care of this, how do I take care of this? Oh, in engineering, you know. You thought now, see, it is like this. You first went to school, you learn A, B, C, D, all right? Rudimentary stuff, you're a kindergarten teacher. But then you became whatever, you became BSc, MSc, a PhD you became. That will sound like a dead end, PhD. So you got there and then you look at your kindergarten teacher, that woman looks like no good, she knows nothing, you know, ABC. Suppose you forgot what she taught you and then you do, how do you say PhD then? So, at different stages of life, different things will come, but it's very, very important, fundamentals are not lost. Inner engineering, mother to the world, Hello? Forgot? No, Sadhguru, I am Samyama. You forgot ABC, then no PhD, isn't it? It's the same thing. So, the 5 aspects of inner engineering, how to give yourself a crash course. If you need it once a day, give it once a day. If you need it twice, do it twice. If you need 24 times, do it 24 times. If you need it 24,000 times, do it 24,000 times. Remind yourself of the 5 fundamentals of inner engineering. This is a simple way of staying blissful.
It can attract certain types of forces to your body which you may not be able to handle. It can just get your life in a tizzy. You can literally do everything that you want, and not just with yours, with everybody else's bodies here. Metal has a certain receptivity about it. Getting into an area that usually I would like to avoid, because I generally don't want to talk about anything that is not yet in your experience. Because if I speak about something which is not in your experience, what is the choice you have? The only choice you have is either to believe me or to disbelieve me. If you believe me, it doesn't get you any closer to truth. If you disbelieve me, it doesn't get you any closer to truth. Yes? You're still in the same spot, but you have a fancy story going. This is the mistake that's always been done. People are constantly talking about things that are not in your experience. But now the question is there such a thing? I'm wearing a ring on my thumb, why are they asking me to take it off? So this human body is a mechanism. You may be too attached and identified with it, so you're not seeing it that way, but it's actually a mechanism, isn't it? Yes. If you've been for some surgery or something, any of you? If you go to the surgery, they will just treat you like you took the car to the garage, just like that. They put you down there and da-da-da, clean you up and open you up and rip you off, do this, do that and put you back. They're just treating you like any machine, isn't it so? See, for a lot of people, surgery is a very humiliating experience. Because suddenly all the little sensibilities that you had is everything gone, they just open you up, they close you up, they do everything the way they think it should be done, isn't it? So because this is just a mechanism, this mechanism has come with many possibilities. As I said, in yoga, we are seeing this body as a ladder to the divine. If you know how to keep this is a phenomenal mechanism. Right now, we are using it in a very minimal way, very minimal way. This is an airplane, but you have chosen to drive it, When you choose to drive your airplane, you start driving and there's two damn things. It hits your buildings, your lampposts and everything. So you don't like these two things. So you chop off the two wings and you drive it. An airplane with chopped off wings is a wonderful bus actually. Yes? You're just happy, you're quite okay, what's wrong? I'm driving a great bus. But someone who knows what it means to fly sees an aircraft with chopped off wings, he will cry. Yes? That's how I feel when I look at the yoga that's happening and the way people are living, because this can be in some other way you have not imagined. See, if I go into the details, it'll be too fairy-tale-ish. Too fairy-tale-ish for any sensible person to believe. I wouldn't believe a damn thing like that if anybody told me. But these are everyday realities for me. So many things. Right here, that you're here, there are so many dimensions of life right here, now. But it's not in your experience. I'm talking about physical realities. I'm not talking about something else. As we are all sitting here and doing a program right now, there are many levels of physical realities right here, various types of things happening. This is a whole world, multi-layered world, one inside the other. This is a multi-layered existence, one inside the other. Today modern physics is beginning to recognize that, do you know? They're talking about multiple realities existing one inside the other. It is so. Occult is just like technology. Whatever we thought is impossible few years ago has become a reality, isn't it today? Just like that, occult is another dimension of technology, but still physical. It is still on the physical plane, but handling a different level of physicality, not physical as you know it. So, wearing a ring on your thumb, what would it do? It can attract certain types of forces to your body which you may not be able to handle. It can just get your life in a tizzy. If you happen to go to certain places, if you attract certain types of forces, it can get your whole life into a bad tizzy. Because the moment you wear metal on your thumb, they all assume that you want them. So, if you If you attach an antenna from your brain up, every damn radio station that's going on in California, you have to bear with it. Now if you don't want to hear all this, you have to pull off the antenna, isn't it? This is just like that. Metal has a certain receptivity about it, a certain impact about it. So it is used in certain ways. So it was always fixed that you must wear a ring upon your ring finger, everywhere in the world. This was fixed as ring finger. You think it's by accident? It is not by accident. This ring finger from here to here, the whole physical universe is right here. This is like the mouse of your computer. If you just do this from here to here, you can take yourself from one dimension to another, you can literally do everything that you want in this body just with your ring finger. And not just with yours, with everybody else's bodies here. You can do what you want just through your ring finger. There's a whole science in yoga about the ring finger. The ring finger is considered as the key to everything that you are. So fixing a ring on the ring finger became important because that's a simple way of ensuring the stability of the system. If you put any metal on the ring finger, the system remains very stable. You put it somewhere else, somewhere else, somewhere else. Today, anywhere you can poke, people are putting metal. It will do its own things. It has its own impact. It's not a deciding factor like that. One can wear all these things and still be reasonably okay. But it is like you can make your car totally flat like a wall and drive it. You can still drive it. It just consumes 2 times more gas than if it is properly shaped, isn't it? The same thing. You can go like this and walk through everything, but it is just you'll simply exhaust yourself through the process of life. Rather than going through it joyfully, effortlessly, you will just exhaust yourself by doing wrong things, that's all. Everybody gets to live, but not with the same ease, isn't it? Isn't it so? Simply because unless you do the right things do not happen to you in this world. Inside, outside, many dimensions, it doesn't matter what. Unless you do the right things will not happen to you. That's the way it is.
Let me tell you the secret, it just went numb. That happens, you know. If you sit for long enough, the leg will go numb and there'll be no pain. Only when you want to get up, you won't have legs. So, pain is a certain defense mechanism in the body. If you did not have pain, most people not yet have enough intelligence to even to preserve themselves or protect themselves. So pain is needed. Only because there is pain right now happening, you know you have legs. And you know you have legs which are in a bad condition. Otherwise you wouldn't know. Where there is no pain, most people do not know because they are oblivious to every other sensation. Every millimeter, every micromillimeter of your body has sensations every moment. How many people are conscious of it? Something has to become acute, either pain or pleasure. It becomes acute, only then they know it, otherwise, no. So, it's easier to cause pain than pleasure. That is why the asana. But asana siddhi does not mean
telling yourself where there is pain, no pain, bringing the body to such a state of ease and comfort that there is actually no pain. Right now, is your nose paining? Hello? Hold it like this, tight, all the children must do it. Hold it tight and see, is there pain? Ah. So if you simply sit here, the nose is not made for holding and pulling and all this, it's made for breathing. It doing its function, it doesn't pain, isn't it? But suppose you're walking, your leg pains. The function of the leg is to walk, yes? But it pains. Why? It's not in a good condition. If you keep it in very good condition, somebody just walks effortlessly. Somebody else, every step is paining, not because you are doing some other function with the leg that it's not supposed to do, as you just did with your nose. It is supposed to walk, but it's hurting. If you walk, at some point you have to sit. Why can't I sit on a chair, Sadhguru? Hey, still my leg is folded, okay? Now, you cannot walk without a crutch. That means you're crippled in some way, isn't it? Hello? What do the children think? You cannot walk without a crutch, this means you're crippled in some way. Disabled or no? You cannot sit without a chair. What is that? Disabled or no? So being born with a disability is unfortunate. But you working towards a disability is a disaster. Yes? Body is designed to do certain things. I'm not asking you to do circus, only Ardha Siddhasana, not even Siddhasana. Half yoga. That you cannot do? No, you can do, it's just that you cripple yourself. You worked hard to cripple yourself with unconsciousness. So it's time you work. Do not do magic and take away the pain. Know the pain of being disabled. You must know the pain. Because I would like to see that everybody grows in an ecstatic way. But my wisdom tells me that most people will not grow without pain, unfortunately. My desire is everybody should grow in a blissful, ecstatic way. But my wisdom, with age you become wise. My wisdom tells me, Sadhguru, don't try to fool yourself. There are a lot of people here, unless pain happens, they won't do the right things in their life. Unfortunate. But we have to work with the reality. We can't work with an ideal, we can only work with reality, isn't it? So we have to work with the reality, do not try to take away the pain, bring the body to a place where you can sit without pain. This means body needs little work. You must work the crippleness that you have created. The disability that you have created, you must take that away, not the pain, because pain is only an indicator. Today we have this thing that we want to fix always the indicator. No. Just taking away the symptom is not a good thing. It's good there is a symptom. Because only then you will want to attend to the source. If you take away the symptom, you think everything is okay. That's not good. You can easily pump some painkiller and sit. Every day, take an injection and sit. I'm doing fine. No.
with this something else will come. You must make the body in such a way that the disability is gone, it doesn't hurt anymore. That should happen. That is what asana siddhi means. Asana siddhi means you have attained to a certain perfection of posture. Posture means you have attained to a certain perfection of geometry. Geometry means all physical form, whether something functions at a very high level or a low level, is simply determined by how perfectly the geometry of that physical form is aligned. Only to that extent it functions. So, sitting in a certain way is not just about your muscular system or your skeletal system. This is about everything. The very scope of being human being, the very scope of exploring the nature of being human is in how you maintain the geometry of your body. "95% of the people live and die without ever realizing what is their unique genius. Don't know what to do because we have not handled the most fundamental. You must just tweak your competence. Wherever you are, you will know how to do. You will function to the best of your intelligence and capability.
One of the things that someone that we actually met a couple weeks ago, the dean of Harvard Business School, said to me, we were talking about leadership, and he was sharing his philosophy about leadership as the dean of a major business school. And he sort of said, for me, it's about knowing, acting, being, having some real knowledge and expertise to lead, taking action upon it, and then living every day that way. And one of the things that I think has been the most amazing about Sadhguru's journey is the actions that he has taken. You saw some of the programs up there, but maybe you can describe some of the things that you have going on in the world, because it's not just about coming and talking and meeting and philosophizing, it's actually about taking action. So maybe you can tell us some of the things that you have going on around the world and how you get them resourced.
When we say being, we're talking about the fundamental nature of our existence. The quality of our existence will determine the quality of our perception, and the quality of our perception will determine the quality of what we know and what we do not know. Action is a consequence of this. If you put it upside down, then it's like saying fruit, tree, root, soil. That's not how it works. Soil, root, tree, and then fruit. If you put it upside down, you may pull out something forcefully, but the damage is there. Today, I'm working with a whole lot of business leaders in the world, both in India and outside. I wouldn't like to generalize this, but I would say at least 60 to 70% of them, by the time they're 45, they're seriously damaged in many ways. Either they have become emotionally stifled because of a certain type of activity, or many of them are suffering from various types of physical ailments, which is essentially, they believe, is a natural consequence of the kind of job they're doing. Because you're doing things forcefully. If you do not understand the natural order of things as to how life blossoms, if you want the fruit first before the tree, obviously it involves forceful ways of doing things. When you do forceful ways of doing things,
one thing may be achieved, but the rest is damaged. Most affluent societies in the world, everywhere, not just here, are going through this. They have become affluent, but the idea, the fundamental idea of seeking affluence, either in individual life or in a society or in a nation, is because it will give us a choice, fundamentally of nourishment and lifestyles. This is the reason why human beings seek affluence, so that it'll give us a whole choice of nourishment and lifestyles. Now, if you look at people's lives, these choices are not something that they're enjoying. These choices are just freaking them out. People don't know what to eat, people don't know what to do, because we have not handled the most fundamental. We want to be on the racetrack, but we don't want to build a machine for it. We just want to win. Nobody wins a race because they desire it. Who doesn't desire victory? Everybody does. But only competence wins in the end. So whether it's in a school or in a college or in a professional atmosphere, instead of tweaking our competence, we are tweaking our desire, which we call as ambition or goal-orientedness or whatever. You're tweaking your desire without tweaking your competence, or you may be tweaking your competence, but it's coming behind the desire. No, you must just tweak your competence. What you can do may be beyond your desire, or it may be little less than that, we don't know. But without tweaking your competence, you're trying to tweak your desire, which causes an unnecessary sense of stress when you do well. Look at the pain of that. You're suffering your well-being. This cannot be excused because our well-being is coming at a great loss and pain to every other creature on the planet, and we are suffering it simply because we are putting the cart before the horse. So, you cannot do being in the end. Doing, knowing and being, no. Being first. How to be. If you don't know how to be, wherever we put you, you will suffer. If you know how to be, whether you work here in San Francisco or you have to work in the Mars, it doesn't matter. Wherever you are, you will know how to do. What will you do? You will function to the best of your intelligence and capability. That's all you can do. In our lives, if we do not do what we cannot do, it's not an issue. But if we do not do what we can do, we're a disastrous life. That's all we're trying to avoid, that we don't end up not being able to do what we can do. But once you create this unnecessary, completely avoidable stress that your desire is bigger than your competence, without tweaking the competence, instead of focusing everything and tweaking the competence, we are tweaking the desire. Now you're creating a situation where there is stress. Stress means you're moving towards incompetence, not towards competence. Any machine on the planet will function at its best only when there is no sense of friction. The least amount of friction means that machine is the most efficient machine. Why is that not true for human mechanism? If this functions with least amount of friction, this will function at its best. Will I be as good as you? Maybe not. But I will be at my peak. And that's all. And every human being has come with a certain genius. But I would say, because of the type of schooling that we have taken to in across the world, not in any one place, and the way we are approaching life, I would say 95% of the people live and die without ever realizing what is their unique genius. Only 2 to 5% of the people realize the genius of what they are capable of. Rest will all do something that somebody else is doing, they want to do that. They want to do that better than them. That is their idea of well-being. Because of this, a tremendous amount of human genius is simply lost. And that is the biggest crime on the planet, that human genius is stifled because everybody is trying to be in one basket and be on top of everybody else. This is a very rudimentary way of functioning in the world. Unfortunately, that's become the way everywhere. We're trying to do something, but that's in small scale. The large-scale schooling and education and professional seekings are all in this way. We all wanted to get into one basket and be on top of the pile. It's a cruel way to live. If you get there also, you will suffer. If you don't get there also.
If you stayed until now, if you paused your day to listen, that already sets you apart from most. Like the video, comment where you're watching from, and check the links in the description. You'll definitely find more content that continues this conversation with you. Thanks, big hug, and see you in the next video.